Hi Year 7, welcome to another Soundtrap tutorial. This week we're going to be starting a brand new project about creating your own ideas. So the first thing you'll need to do is access the project file using the school website. So you should go down to this week's work, which is the 6th of the 7th here at the bottom, and you should hopefully have already completed this listening task for me and emailed that to me when you've completed it. If you've never logged into Soundtrap before, then you need to use these codes still and sign up and follow this video tutorial before you can do this week's lesson. If you've already done all of this because you did last week's project, then you need to come down here to where it says create your own project, and you need to either click the button or the link or copy and paste the link to access this new Soundtrap project that I've created for you. So I'm going to follow the link. It should automatically open up Soundtrap. If you're not logged in still from last week, then you'll need to log in again. With your password that you set up. And then it will then open automatically for you the studio with the project file, record your own at the top, as I have set it up for you. So you'll notice there's one track already set up for you, which is the grand piano track. So this week we're going to be trying a few different things with this. If I click on this picture next to it, then I get a piano keyboard that comes up on my screen. So this means now that if I have a mouse, because I'm on a laptop, I can click on the notes to hear them play, or as you can see they have got keyboard letters assigned to each of them as well, so I can play on the keyboard to perform different notes too. So by pressing different keys on my keyboard, whichever one it's assigned to. So those are some really useful ways that we could then use the record button and practice in something using either the mouse or the keyboard keys and then record it in. So we'll try doing something like that now. So let's make up something really simple and easy on the piano. And then we'll practice and record that in. So I'm going to practice it again to make sure it's nice and smooth. And then all I need to do is click the record button. It will give you a count in, you can see at the top. And it has recorded in up here everything that I've just played. Now I was not very in time with the metronome there, so I'm going to make the speed here slower so that the click sound that you can hear is slower to make my life a bit easier. And I'm going to delete that by clicking it and pressing the delete key on my keyboard and try it again because I was not happy with how I recorded that piece. So making sure that the volume is turned up as loud as you need it, you should be able to hear the metronome click, which will help keep you in time, which plays the beats for you, and we'll try recording it again. So I'm happier with that. That was a lot more in time this time. I only played in for 2 bars, so I can make this smaller so it matches with the 2 bars. And then I can listen back to what I've recorded by going back to the beginning and pressing play. And I can also hear that it is not quite still matching up. So if I double click on this, you'll notice that that view at the bottom of your screen has changed to something called the piano roll. And we can zoom in on this using the zoom buttons at the bottom. And it will physically show me the different notes that I have played as little blobs or rectangles on this funny looking grid here. And it's showing me at the side which letters on the keyboard that was that I've just played. So C's, E's and G's to start with. And I can match these up now to the lines in front of them to make my music more in time. So each of these larger boxes marked by these stronger grey lines are a beat. So I've got beat 1 here, beat 2 here, beat 3 here, beat 4 here. And then this very strong dark line tells me that it's the beginning of a new bar. So I've then again got beat 1 of that bar, beat 2, beat 3 and beat 4. And I can make sure that my notes are matching up with those beats and those lines so that they are more in time just by clicking and dragging the notes across. and I can make them longer or shorter by dragging at the ends as well. So let's have a listen to this now and see if it's more in time. So I go back to the beginning and press play. So you should be able to hear now that that was a lot more in time, what I've just put in. Another brilliant feature of this piano roll is if you don't want to have to put in the sounds using your mouse or your keyboard, you can just click them in on that piano roll. So what I did is I've just extended my piece of music by clicking and dragging so that I've got 2 extra blank bars that I've not used. And again, I can then double click and go back into the editor. But now I've got blank space as well as where my notes are that I can use to record in different ideas. So this time what I need to do is press and hold down the Alt key on my keyboard, and I can draw notes in and then change the length of them. So I'm going to repeat some ideas. I can also copy the notes that I put in by dragging in to select them, holding down that Alt button again and dragging them onto a different pitch. So I'm going to start this second idea to match what I did to start with. And then I'm going to have a different ending. And remember to use that Alt key to copy. To make different note lengths. So let's listen to just the part that I've just put in by clicking and dragging the notes in. So now I've got one part that I have played in myself using either the mouse or the keyboard, and one part that I've clicked in using the piano roll and the Alt key on my keyboard. And I can remember extend these notes to make them the full length, so that the styles now match with each other. So let's just do that, and then we'll listen to the whole thing all together. Right, so we're right back at the beginning now. Let's close this and zoom out a little bit so we can see a bit clearer, and let's have a listen. So what I've done here is I've created, as you can see, 4, because it goes up to the number 4 here, bars of music. The first 2 are one phrase, like a call, and then the second 2 share some similarities with the first, but the ending is different to create a response, so that we've got a link between the 2 pieces of music I've made, but they are still different to develop and get more interesting. So now that I've added these parts in, I can look at adding other instrument sounds in by clicking Add New Track. And as you can see, there are lots of different options for you. You can click pianos and keyboards again, or you can click guitars and bass, which could be another really interesting part to add. You can change the sound of the instrument, so we can listen to it by clicking, and you can change the sound of the instrument by clicking here on this menu. Stay in guitars and basses to keep the same type of instrument sound, but then you've got lots of different things to choose from in lists, so you can have just acoustic guitars and choose different ones. So let's choose a ukulele, because we've used those before, and try that. If you're not happy with that, you can go back into the list. You can choose by the style. You can choose bass guitars, which are lower in pitch, remember, because they are a bass instrument, or lots of different other types of guitar. And then once you've applied it, we'll stick with the ukulele for now. You can again use that on your keyboard or your computer keyboard, your mouse, or you can click it in using the piano roll like we've showed you already. So you can add other instrument sounds. Oh, you might have also noticed in here that we also had things like strings, brass instruments, woodwind instruments, so all those different types of instruments we've talked about. And the other thing that I want to show you is how to use the pattern beat maker here. So if I click this button, it will automatically add another track, which is for adding in drum parts. And you'll see this pattern box has popped up. This is the pattern beat maker for adding in drum sounds. So you can start creating your beat by adding notes, as it says here, by clicking in these boxes to add different sounds. And then you can play it back using the loops that have automatically turned on here by pressing spacebar or hitting play to hear what it sounds like. So again, you can change your drum sounds up here. We're going to stick with a drum kit instead of a drum machine for now. So let's try using the clean kit here. And it shows you the kick, the snare and the hi-hat already. The kick is our bass drum, our low drum sound, and that normally happens on the first beat of most bars. So this is beat 1 of each part, so I've added the kick in on that. The snare drum is normally used on other beats, the off beats we call them, which is beats 2 here and beats 4. And then the hi-hat can be used on lots of different beats in between. So let's try putting some in here like this. I'm then going to solo this track by clicking the headphones so that I can only hear this one, and we'll see what it sounds like. So this so far is a really basic drum beat, we would call it, because it's using only a few parts of the kit and it's very steady and very even all the way through. You could make it more interesting by adding in some extra bass drum sounds potentially, or by changing where the bass drum plays. You might take this one out and put one here. Let's see what that sounds like. And it's really easy to hear how that you've changed the drum beats when you listen back to it, just by clicking a few different boxes on or off. You can also add other drum sounds here. So here, for example, it's added another line. It's automatically put in hi-hat open, which makes a more ringing sound than the closed hi-hat. But if I continue to add, I can also use this menu to look at other different parts. So you can also add ride cymbals or crash cymbals, which make different sounds. And you can add something called toms, which are the other low, middle and high pitched drums that make up part of a standard drum kit. And you'll also notice here it says something called rim shot. That's when you hit the snare drum, but you hit the metal side casing of the snare drum instead of the actual drum skin. So they're all different types of drum sounds for you to experiment with. I'm going to leave it on crash for now so that we've got that as an added bonus in here. So I'm going to put crash on the first beat. I'm then going to put my open hi-hat here on the third beat, and we'll have a listen and see what all of that sounds like together. So you can see we've made very quickly a quite simple drum beat there that can match with other things. And if I go out of that by clicking that X, I can go to the top here where it says loop and click and drag to make that drum beat match the length of time that my other parts I have added in last for. So if I turn solo off now and click here to turn the loop off as well, go back to the beginning and listen to what these two parts sound like together. So because they are nicely in time with each other, the parts work quite well together, although I don't think a classical piano sound really works very well with some of the other things we put together. So we're going to have a little look and see if we can find a different type of sound that might work nicely together with this. So let's try, these are all pitch percussions, we definitely want piano sounds. We could try the electric 80s and see what that sounds like. So that's now applied to the track, and if I go back to the beginning, it does sound a bit different, but maybe not as different as we want it to sound. So let's try turning loop on again so we can listen to it as we change and change to a different one. I can also use these side arrows to change. And I can then continue to build up my project with my own ideas. So I've already got a piano part in and a drum part that I've written all by myself. So we're not using the loops this time. We're using those abilities to put in your patterns in the Pattern Beat Maker, or to record in or click in your parts using the piano roll or the record button at the bottom here, and we're really focusing on being creative and using your own ideas. Another massive tip that I will give you before I leave you is to make sure that you keep it relatively simple to start with. I only used a few different notes in this piano part that I played in so that I could repeat them multiple times, and I repeated that pattern in the first and the third bars and just changed the second and fourth to make my life easier and to make it quicker, especially if you're recording in using either the mouse or the keyboard. If you try and make it too complicated, you will definitely not stay in time with this metronome click. So keep it nice and simple, don't overcomplicate things, and stick to, for now, just playing one note at a time on each of these instead of adding 2 or 3 notes at a time. Just play one letter or one note on your keyboard or mouse at a time so that we can keep it nice and clean and crisp and easy to understand. Final thing, again, obviously remember to click save when you have finished so that your project shares with me and I can see exactly what it is you've been working on. So have fun, have an experiment, and I look forward to seeing what your work looks like.